And so we start our next adventure with Lassie swimming around in circles in the water as usual. Oh, and by the way, we're not on Dartmoor, we're somewhere in the middle of Wales. I've no idea where we are, but we'll find out later on. Take one, filming. Okay. One noble director. Please point camera at noble director. Noble director is nobly eating grass and digging holes. And then there is a noble camera person holding the camera. We're now going to pitch a shelter, and of course we will do this very sensibly. Impossible with me. First of all, select one site. If you happen to have had the odd sheep passing, maybe camera could point at sheep droppings. Lassie, director over here is digging more holes. So if you have any sheep droppings, don't let dog walk in them. You can get rid of them with an MSR Blizzard stake. No advertising for MSR Blizzard stakes. So that's got rid of most of the crap around here. So just check around. Another thing that I know Chris Townsend sort of recommended. I don't actually do this myself very often. To be honest, I doubt he does very much. But as long as it's not soaking wet on the ground, and this is a bit damp, but if it's dry, and this isn't, but what you can do is lie down and think, is it comfortable? And if it's comfortable, then you'll be able to sleep the night there. And that felt reasonably comfortable. So I brought the Super Mid with me once again. This is my most favouriteest shelter on the planet at the moment. Back to peg this out a bit. Oops. Pegs over here. There's a rock here, so I'm just going to try and miss this rock. You're better off trying to pitch it square and make sure you don't turn it into a rectangle or a hexagonal shape. Okay, first error. What view do we want to have? We probably want that view up there. The door's over there, so I'm just going to... That was a deliberate error. We can edit that bit out, so that's a great big edit there. Right, now the shelter is facing the right way. I pitched it this way, one, because that's a prettier view, and two, it's down. Ah, you see, she's an absolute... You see, we should have brought this girl along before, Lassie. An absolute professional, an expert. You point at the view, and the camera immediately went to the view. So, for all those filthy little devils out there, this is my pole, and I'm not saying anything else about poles in this video. Well, not for 5 minutes anyway. So we poke this pole up there. something like that. And behold, my mighty oh God, I got to my mighty erection is up. Right, okay, we will now take the Lassie, hoi! Digging holes again. Lassie, hoi hoi! We will now take the inner net and insert it in here. And we have 2 clips. Clip that together there. It's not very often that you admit that your pole's too long. Now I've obviously lowered the pole inside a little bit because it was a bit too high for the inner tent, so now everything's all flaccid and everything like that. We need to you know, stiffen it up a little bit, so that's not too difficult to do. And I want the back fairly close to the ground. I don't mind if the front is a bit higher than the back, that's okay. So I'm happy with the front being a little bit higher. And then I'm going to tighten up this corner over here. Okay, we've got a rock here. Got it. Okay. So that's giving you your square configuration. I'll then tighten up the 4 corners because they're the ones that take the full strain. Actually not a bad pitch actually, this one. I don't think you'll be able to see what I've done here very well, but last time, because this is a seal nylon type ground sheet, the mats slide around a lot. So I have put some silicone strips in here. There's just a few there you may just be able to make out. Hopefully that will stop the inner from sliding quite so much. Okay, so after making sure everything is ship shape and Bristol fashion inside, you just work around the outside and tighten the pegs off. If perchance you don't want a draft or anything like that, or you want to, you know, close this down, then you can use another peg on this one lower down there, which we might do later on perhaps, which is what I will do on this one here. Last time I had this one quite tight and close to the ground, and it was actually too close to the ground. Cut off space inside, so I'm going to leave a bit of a gap this time there. And I'll put this one fairly close to the ground as well, because this is where our heads are more likely to be, or where our heads will be. And that's it. One super mid pitched and ready to sleep in and eat. And the most important thing to remember with these shelters is to undo the zip first before opening the poppers, so you don't put any pressure on the zip. And then we can then just roll up the door like this Well, hello! You've caught us unpacking. Nice to meet you. Here's what we've brought with us. Ooh. Let's have a look, see what I've got hidden away in here. One battery for the Phantom. Bits and bobs for the Phantom. The monitor for the Phantom. Rather Phantom orientated. Right, waterproof trouser. One cup. Bag of one pillow. Cook pot. Spoon. Head torch. And I put the head torch, one handy tip, because I'm always losing the head torch. This head torch in the corner of the tent, can't forget where it is. First aid kit, I'll put that in the corner of the tent. One bottle of fuel. This is the very, very last Fusion freeze-dried meal. Come on, make more. Airbed, sleeping bag, or in this case quilt. Straps for the 2 bed and repair kit, and that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is that. Props for the Phantom. Why am I starting to think about singing about the Phantom for some reason? How does the Phantom go? Should I start singing? Just blowing some air in my blow up bag. And Mum always said I was full of hot air, so this should be fun. Take 27. Right, a couple of other useful tips. Anything that you bring, into the inner section should be dry. So anything that's wet, obviously my waterproof coat is dry because it hasn't been raining. But if it had been raining, then take anything wet and leave it out in the porch. Try not to bring anything wet into the inner sanctum, if at all possible. I have these 2 straps. They're made by Thermarest. Rubber bands are in there, so when I forget where the rubber bands are, they're in the bag where the straps were in. So these 2 straps just have a pulley cord thingy mobs there, and then you just simply, hopefully very simply, open them up, and then the same on the other side. Like that. There is going to be an edit here. I've fitted them upside down. These straps here, these buckles need to be underneath. So turn the camera off and we'll put them on the right way round. The correction of that, I also realised one other thing. The bottom sheet is the Ritz here. We've got joining cords, we've got bottom sheets, everything. Forget the Hilton and the Dorchester. Yeah, so we're just going to need to put this underneath first before we attach this, because this strap here goes halfway up. So we'll put that one under there, and that one under there. We will now finalise this strap here. Underneath, levelled them off, they're about the same length. So then the corner goes there. And then what I'll do is I'll put this other strap up at this end to keep the two head cases together. Right, so this is the quilt. I've got my clothes in there for nighttime use. So just puff this up a little bit. I'm sure there's a slope in here, but it's not too bad. Once you do find that you are on a bit of a slope and your head is lower than your... If you've got something like a waterproof jacket or something that's dry that you aren't wearing, just put it, what I do is I put it under, I don't raise it that much of course, but just put it under there a little bit, and that just helps raise your head up a little bit. Another piece of useless information, I will start charging for this information soon. I put our packs, or we've put our packs just at the back there to act as a bit of a windbreak to that higher section of the super mid, so we've got a nice bit of air in here. Olga's just got a few of her bits here, but we've put everything inside ready in there. Down there we have just a small Amazon tablet for a film later. Bottoms up. We've got the dog department here. You'll notice that I've put a rock on Lass's lead to try and stop her from digging up all of North Wales. And this is the view that we have. So it's quite an interesting place, this. I will give a quick shout out to Nigel for recommending coming here. Very nice, thank you, Nigel. Where's the water gone? Luckily the water is a little bit further up there, so we'll try and do a quick flight in a minute before it gets dark. But this is somewhere secret in the middle of Scotland. It's really Wales, but if we tell everybody it's Scotland, then they won't try and come here. And if you want a campsite, there was a campsite in that direction which we highly recommend. Please don't come out here. This is private property now. We're going to take possession of this spot. Good morning, it's nearly 10 o'clock, well 22:10, and it's raining out, so we've decided to have a late leisurely breakfast and well, take our time and hope that the rain eases off. Been a bit of a baptism of morning fire for Olga when it comes to camping and the weather the next morning, so we're rather hoping. I haven't got much food left. I'm sure I've got more somewhere else. Just a quick nose around here. Sorry about the slightly blurred image. The camera screen has missed it up. We've made breakfast, and of course 2 people seem to create a lot more waste as well, so we might have to bring a wheelie bin with us next time, I think, to put all our rubbish in. The amount of mess we've used is still well within that 250ml bottle. We'll probably use some more, but that one bottle certainly seems to be plenty for us. We've made I've made a porridge, and I've had a cup of tea, of course. I brought powdered Marvel milk with me and did up milk. A lot of insects have joined us. You may not be able to see them up there, but a lot of daddy longlegs are in here. Ooh, there's a couple up there mating by the looks of it, dirty little perishers. So we're hoping the weather will clear. For some bizarre reason, you'll notice that we are dogless. She decided to head outside in the early hours, and I don't know, you can just see her under there, and stupid chump has decided that it's nice lying down in the rain. Most bizarre. And that's the Phantom. I don't think I'll be getting my chopper out today in this awful weather. Right, so we're now going to start packing. That was very exciting, wasn't it? Let's try and make it more exciting than that. Right, well, the weather has cleared up. There's a tiny bit of blue sky out. It's taken about a week for the weather to clear. We've been stuck here now for about 17 days awaiting rescue. No helicopters, no salvation, so we've gone hungry, we've suffered terrible. So now it's just a self-rescue mission of having to, you know, get out of here. And Lassie has disappeared. I'm afraid she disappeared about a week ago, but she tasted very nice. Right, okay, yeah, so we're now going to start packing up. I don't know where to start, actually. It's such a jumble. Okay, well, we're going to start packing up with dishes. So we've got 2 dishes. Let's see what we've got. I will just say, Gary, your little stove here that I bought from you is, oops, I've been using that actually this whole trip rather than the Zelf stove there, and this is very, very good. I'll put that in there. So that's all those bits. So what I'm going to do is, sometimes what I see some people do is they sort of do one photo of that, and then they edit it and they put that in, and then they sort of edit it and they put that in, and then they put that in, and that in, and they sort of edit it all down into tiny clips or something. Yes, that little thing there goes in, and then they do it like that. Quick, get the camera on, Olga, she's changing. I need to change too. No, I'm going to keep filming it. Right, I'm now going to change, so no looking. I said no looking. All this space, and we still need more room. Am I in your way? Okay, we stopped about half an hour ago by one of these shake holes. There's one here and one just down there, and there's obviously thousands of them around here. No idea how they were formed or what they are, but I tried to do a bit of video by the one just down there to show you the shake hole, and discovered I'd hadn't turned the record off on the camera from earlier. And of course, Lassie has decided to make her own shake hole. That's how all the shake holes have been formed. We have made a startling discovery of the century. All shake holes in Wales have been formed by Lassie and all of her relations before her.